UST. I know it had its pump and dump recent, but it's still daily and weekly looks, not short term. Thanks, Mitch.
Hey, traders. Happy Sunday. Good to see y'all. Where some actual stuff happened yesterday that was really interesting. I mean, really significant. Like I posted it like in the Discord and stuff, like in the Patreon or whatever. But like, I was off yesterday, but look what happened, man. All right, the level, extremely important. 57.5, 58.3. It's that zone of inflection on the daily. February's first all-time high ever, right? Or, you know, the all-time high, the first time we ever saw these levels, okay? You fell below it, and it was not good. It was really scary. It was not good stuff, you know, falling below it on the 18th. But resounding recovery, a rally back above it, a spring, and yesterday, perfect back test of spring, major engulfing candle, getting you back above the very important levels that you need to be above. When you're above these levels long enough, you eventually will make your way to 63,588. And just real quick, make sure these are only... Okay, cool. So just go on that daily. Remember, this gray zone, 2 levels. Right? Right here. Pinpoint accurate, I mean, to the cent. Pretty much, I think, like maybe it changed, but right there, and that's the first time something's manufactured. Normally everything correlates to it after that. So this was created, then everything correlated afterwards. So it's happening like it did in April and May. It's doing it again. Well, it did it initially in October, you know, again, right? It was resistance in October, then it became support. Then it was, we don't know, and now it's back above it, and it back tested the bottom part as support on the 4-hour, and it's now well above it. So there is a lot of upside if this area holds. So we don't really know. I mean, a spring back test normally is a good technical indicator that it is going to hold, but we'll see. So, like, you know, if there's not so much of an amazing, crazy edge, all I can tell you about are the critical levels, and we're above the critical level that we desperately need to be above before we could possibly go see the 60s again. Maybe next week, because the weekly candle close, 46 minutes. The weekly, there it is. It's going to be a bearish engulfing candle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's going to be a certainty where it covers the previous candle. But if you can, maybe if you go engulf, how do you, like, you know, what's the consolation? Holding above all the levels as support.
USDT when you have a moment, please, sir. Kangs.
What's up, Connor, man? Thanks for the super chat. And Mr. Chicken, thanks for the 20, the early 20. We'll look at Troy as well, even before UMB. Thank y'all. So as we just patiently await this candle's drying, right? The drying of the painted candle above major levels, you're good. Everything's okay. I get it. Bearish and golden candles suck. But it was only to back test these levels again. So I think you're safe above that. If you don't hold it, you're going to 53K, and the trend's still bullish. Like, whatever, man.
Can you take a look at Sandbox $Sand? Thanks very much.
What's up? Hooch Array. Thank you, dude. We'll look at sand. Yep. So RSI right at that 60 area. You were below it. I mean, you were at like 58 earlier in the week when we had dumped, you know, down to like 56s, but off this little rally we've had, you're back right around the bullish control zone, which is good. My God, imagine holding 60 on the RSI. What could happen?
3-line strike on weekly BTC.
Oh God, I'm probably have to restart my computer. The TTS is all bugged out now. What's up, Smiley man? What'd you say? Through Rising Valley on something? Oh, 3-line strike on the weekly. Yeah. Bearish 3-line or a bullish 3-line strike. I mean, it's true. You have one candle that is completely covering the previous 3 before it. Yep. But from doing the reading on that, in trends, they normally like play out, but they just normally they eventually turn in the short-term pullbacks before pivoting and rallying to higher highs. So I wouldn't be too concerned about a bearish 3-line or a bullish 3-line strike. Remember, they're like inverse. If it was flip the chart over and this was a bullish engulfing candle, it'd be a bullish 3-line strike. No, bearish 3-line strike, excuse me, like this, and then bullish 3-line strike like that. Even though it's bearish, it's called that. Go look that up. You know, if you want to refute me, go. Like, we had debates about this stuff when this had occurred like at one point in the past, multiple times, different assets. Yeah, and like for any idea of, oh, it's not following 3 methods because it doesn't make sense. Like, how could it be, right? There's no context for this. They don't act as reversals. They would be continuations. So you'd be looking for following 3 methods in the midst of an impulse down, not, oh, it just hit all-time highs and it's time to reverse with this. That's not how it works either. So yeah, the 3-line strike's real though. Okay, so 3-line strike happens and then underperforms terribly because trend too bullish. Supply on exchanges continues to hit multi-year lows. Like yesterday, I think again it did. Wow, it's like every other day. Boom. 3-year lows. Oh, now beyond 3-year lows. So just like people are accumulating on according to the on-chain analytics, even though the price is pulled back, and it's like whatever, man. You have to be long-term bullish on this until you fall below like 53K. I mean, even if you fell below 53K, the rules for trend reversals, you know, it just falls below the previous discernible swing low. I mean, I would think that like that's 40K. I mean, I don't think the trend's truly in jeopardy until you start getting down to those levels again. So, what just happened? Okay, so no edge on the daily for Bitcoin. And we just talked about the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly. Let's look at the monthly, you know, why not? Monthly while we're here. Log scale. It literally looks like nothing bad at all. Like there is, remember last month, huge engulfing candle, highest monthly candle close ever, October 2021, history. So look at this. I mean, 9 days left to go until this candle closes, and it's just indecision after a major impulse up that just happened to break you to all-time highs. That it's just not, I get it. Oh, is it a potential double top, man? How do you know? How can you even know? It's not really like, I don't think divergence is developed enough to even talk about that. Positive Momo's building again. So like on the most significant time scale, you can't be bearish yet. Only good stuff still. And then the weekly, still fine. Especially the fact that you're just maintaining above the old levels as support, right? That happens. You had a pullback after, you know, a month and a half plus of straight up. Just like you did in September. You had a couple months of straight up, month and a half of straight up. You went 50% drawdown. You've had like a 40% drawdown from the previous low to high. It's just normal stuff, normal behavior. And uptrends. Okay, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum is similar, not like identical or anything. Ethereum's bullish engulfing candle was way more convincing of strength than what Bitcoin did when it reversed. One thing Bitcoin's doing though is it's above like its major old all-time high. clearly, without a doubt, that's 58,343. Ethereum, though, is not. It did close yesterday, a Saturday, above that level of inflection, and now today it's pulled back some. I don't think there's any cause for concern. I mean, an engulfing candle like this, one should take heed of. That's a huge deal. I mean, that is a statement candle. We're completely rejecting a bearish breakdown. And you even kind of went down to back test old levels, other levels as support. Lots of bids came in. I mean, all of a sudden, the argument for hidden bullish divergence, no matter what oscillator or what swing low, is real, right? You want to say the MACD histogram, well, there's a low here, and then there's a ridiculously higher low here, and you have higher levels of negative momentum. Or you want to say, no way you can do that. Okay, well, fine. Do you want to talk about this low, like the RSI pivoted here on October 27th? Well, you're making a slightly higher low, which is an 88% retrace, by the way, from that low. And you're showing lower levels, substantially lower levels of relative strength. So no matter what way you look at this, there could certainly be an argument for a continuation implied here. I mean, there just is. So daily looks good. That engulfing candle is not invalid until you get a daily candle close below around $4,000. So you're way off that, aren't you? Yep, way above that. Just making sure. The weekly on Ethereum, yeah, I mean, it's a pullback. It's a pullback, but is it really that bad? Look what, this had never happened before. And I think we normally look at Ethereum on the weekly. I think last week on stream, we went to this just because it's the weekly close. And we said, hey man, it wouldn't be weird at all. It's never back tested 39.30 ever. 39 or just 4K. It had never back tested that so much on the weekly, like after a wave you pull back. Okay, it did it. It's like pretty much successfully back testing old highs, old resistances as support now. Extremely strong on the RSI weekly, 64. It's stronger than Bitcoin, man. It just is. What's up, PJ? Thanks for the $2. So no cause for concern really until you see like Ethereum start falling below the previous discernible low, which is around like $2,700 to $3,000. And there's not even like bearish divergence really in the, from wave to wave. Like I get it. We sold off, right? It's down. It's lost from its high to its low. It lost almost 19% of its value. And currently it's still about 11% off its all-time highs. But that is just, it happens all the time, man. Assets go on runs that last for 6+ weeks. Non-stop. They pull back and then they back test old levels as support, whichever ones, and then they pivot and they hold, or they don't, and they dump, or they hold and then they rally and they continue on this legendary trend that you've been in since around $83. COVID crash low, $83, then runs eventually to $48.60. Life-changing money in this space, man. Life-changing money. And who's to say it's over? You can't say it's over yet. There's no confirmation that this whole crazy run's over. Not even close, man.
Bruh, can we check out Sulput?
What's up, Juan, dude? Thanks for the 20. Thanks, dude. All right, so daily, weekly, 4 hour. It was awesome, man. I mean, there was the 1618 of the butterfly that was also confluent. You could have looked at it like this too, and it wouldn't have been weird, right? It would have been, oh yeah, natural confluence. I know we talked about this briefly on Friday. That is incredible. Little X marks the spot. X marks the spot, right? Where you have from your previous low on the 4 hour, the M shape, the 88%, and then the butterfly, the 1.618 right there. That's and support looking left. And at those levels, you showed levels of exhaustion from sellers. And it's like, oh, all of a sudden the argument starts making some sense on maybe why there might be a reaction, right? Seller exhaustion, inflection points, and all kinds of fib nodes and harmonic PCZs. Okay. That's cool. But you're not out of the woods on the 4 hour at all, where you have only now back tested what was once the highest level ever as resistance. You've up thrusted through it, and now you're back testing it as resistance on the last 4-hour candle and even this 4-hour candle. So you need to break that, but you can't be surprised that this asset, you know, comes down to 4,200, 4,179 to back test that level as support. That's exactly what Bitcoin did. This was so strong that it couldn't even go back test the old daily candle high close from May as support. It was too strong. So it always could happen. I mean, there really is an argument on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now on the 4-hour, and hopefully it doesn't play out. It fails or something because it's too bullish and whatever. Supply shock coming. But like from your previous high, November 15th to now, there is hidden bearish divergence, a level of positive momentum with a peak, and then you have a substantially lower peak with substantially higher levels of positive momentum. That implies a continuation downward. So, all right, in a bullish trend, maybe it you know, flip the coin, maybe it doesn't play out, but maybe it does, and that ushers in a very, very shallow, mild pullback that gives us a back test of that 4,200 level. And it wouldn't be weird. It wouldn't be crazy at all.
Hey Mitch, can you take a look at Truist? Thanks.
Yeah, True looked good today. True like reacted extremely well off an inflection point and bounced perfectly. And then I think it went straight up to the next level. Straight up, straight down, seminar for True. Well, look, sorry about the noises on the stream elements. It's like busted. It's like broken. I don't know how to. I think it's just like sometimes I'll leave my computer on for a couple days, and then I'll turn off OBS. I'll turn OBS back on, and it doesn't matter. That weird skipping noise happens.
Is a hex hack true?
Talk to the hex people. You're not talking to the right guy for hex hacks, but because all we do is look at the charts and we don't care about anything else but the charts. That's it, dude. That's hex. Down 9.5%. If it was hacked, I think it would certainly be down way more than 9.5% because it's hex, and hex is ridiculous swings. It'll be up 20% sometimes, down 20%. I don't know, man. I don't know if hex is hacked. That would. Someone's going to be selling some Rolexes, if that's the case. All right, let's look at what we always look at, right? After Bitcoin and Ethereum.
I like turtles.
Oh yeah, that's loud enough, dude. Hopefully just woke some people up. Not hex, sorry. Total market cap, what's going on with me, dude? Back tested the old candle high close from May. Oh my god, that's so annoying, dude. Sorry.
Can we please check Lena/USDT?
What's up, hot dude? Thanks for the 20. Yeah, we'll look at Lena. Thank you. The old candle high close from multiple times. One earlier in the year and one later in the year. It has been regarded as support once more, and it held. And that's it. Anything above 2.4 trillion, you always run the chance of seeing 3 trillion again for an attempted rally here. You're at a point where you could almost, on the daily, make an argument for hidden bullish divergence, where you made a low on price, you made the exact same low on price, just about literally the same, and you have higher levels of negative momentum and lower levels of relative strength. That is Class B hidden bullish divergence, if you wanted even to declare that as a low, which I could. I mean, that's okay. That's implying continuation. So if maybe the daily total is respected, maybe we see 3 trillion again for an attempted rally. Things are really weak. You'd run up and get close but fail. So that's about it. Very, very mild pullback from your previous low to high.
Hey Mitch, can you look at persistence XPRT on a Syndex Exchange daily chart? Type 2 return completed at the PCZ. Watching to get above inflection points of May 5th and June 11th. Bullish divergence on MACD. Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm turning down the overlay volume a little bit because of the bug. Then bugged out noise, and I'm sure that pisses people off. Music's low. Oh, is it, man? What about now? Probably a little bit better now, right? Okay. Right, so we all on the same page that total actually looks like it might be implying a continuation soon. If this is the way, you know, it's being interpreted by market participants. Remember previous low to high, 50% drawdown, 50% retrace before going to all-time highs. Guess what you just done from your previous low to high? 50% retrace. And the 50% retrace back tested critical levels as support. Just like before, the 50% retrace here was critical support. You held it, you were gone. So you can't be surprised if it does it again, man. No, the harmonic pattern is certainly not subjective in where you anchor. No, it must be a discernible swing low. I mean, this was identified as a harmonic, like when we were at a 1414, and then we went to the 1618. It was still here. So nah, dude. And no, how can you deny? Let's see. I mean, shoot, man, we can just go back. Right? Isn't it like undeniable on Ethereum, like where the anchor points are for this asset? Look, I mean, X, that is a discernible peak. You sell off, that is a discernible valley. That is a discernible peak on B. This is a discernible valley on C. This is certainly a discernible peak on D. There is nothing subjective about the anchor points of this. This is completely objective. This is like, yep, robots would identify this the same way humans would, okay? And same down here, right? Like undeniable anchor points. Nothing subjective about X being here. A, B, C, D, all perfect. All objective. Even here. I mean, that is freaking a swing low that is discernible. X, A, B, C, A and C are discernible peaks, and then a sell-off, and that's a discernible valley. Same thing on this butterfly. They've got them, so... Anyway. Okay, so I guess we'll, you know, stocks are closed. But let's take a look real quick at the futures that are open, and we have gaps up, chat. Here it is. Bitcoin futures closed about 57,856. You're at 59,325. You got to wonder if this gap's going to fill. I mean, it wouldn't be that weird. If hidden bearish divergence played out any, you probably get a gap fill. And then Ethereum's also the same thing. It did gap up minimally, and it wouldn't be weird or bad at all if it filled before going higher or lower, whatever. So there are your futures. I guess we can get into these requests. I mean, there's only like 3, right? All right, first one. Can I draw a new harmonic that will be predictive? Yeah, I do it all the time in my Patreon. And I do it on stream, literally like every day. Troy? What's his log scale? All right. And this one's undeniable too. I mean, that is a discernible bottom right there. Discernible peak. This one's messed up because it's an illiquid S coin. And I chose, like, this one was like, okay, all these other ones, and this one requests some crap named Troy, and we look at it, and it's like, it did the same friggin' thing. It lost 88% of its value in some sort of M shape. This one's terrible of an example because it's so trash and so illiquid that it palms and dumps. Dude, I mean, like, something like Troy, look at that. 68% swing in value in, like, less than 4 days. Give me a break, man. I mean, what do you want on an M shape? But it did that, like... The whole point of plotting this, let's hold on. Nick Saban, let's go, dude. What was going on yesterday, dude, with that defense? Good God, you made me sick. We'll look at X. Thank you, Nick. So besides this one, it's like all the other alts, losing 88% of its value and bottoming out. Value perceived area, confirming a bottom, and it went up. It went nuts. It went awesome. Now I don't really see anything. Look, what is it doing? High, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, about the same low, lower low, lower high. I mean, it's like Cardano to me. I don't really care about it right now. I'm not really interested in Troy. This thing could be going for full reset. It's not making consecutive higher highs, higher lows locally anymore. So I wouldn't care about this asset probably until it saw 1.1 cents again. I don't really care. Like, there are just so many better looking assets than Troy right now. In the midterm, short-term, midterm. Yeah, it looks kind of similar to many others in the long term, which is long-term uptrend. But like short-term, I'm just not interested. I'm just going to move on. Hit space. I would see this and hit the space bar immediately. Okay, Troy, nah. Seriously, nah. Oof. I've been here before, and I don't really, not really like that. I don't really like it here. Kind of similar. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Now what was once a major level of inflection, it was once a major resistance, is what? It is resistance again. So until it breaks back above 60 to 63 cents, I just can't like it. Though it does look like it's setting up for a full reset in an uptrend. So an M shape, right? A very discernible swing low. We can look at this a couple ways. Like that could be the anchor point. Yeah, like we could look. I mean, and then you have an 88% retrace then as a shark or cipher, right? Yeah. Almost there. I mean, you were almost friggin' there. Some would say that's almost a cipher. I mean, that could be implied as a cipher. That's the problem with ciphers and sharks, is like you just don't know. I mean, it's at an area of perceived value by some market participants, but it may just not be enough. If it cannot break the 60 cent level, it could easily see an 88% retrace, which is not very far below it. I mean, 48 cents. And then you might be something to pay attention to. But even when these harmonics present themselves at these levels, we wait for forms of confirmation at those deep retrace areas, the 88%, the 786s. You need double bottoms, inverse head and shoulders, ascending triangles, descending broadening wedges, three rising valleys. You're looking for something. And I mean, who am I to say you couldn't say that this isn't a confirmation low right there? I mean, maybe, dude, but it's like the context sucks, because I would like this a lot more if it was doing all this stuff above major inflection points where crazy reversals occur, right? You go straight up there, you chop around, you go straight down, you go straight up, you go straight down, up. When you break it, you go insane, you go berserk, right? That's why we like it above 62 cents, because above that level long enough, you're probably going straight up to like 76 cents, then 85 cents or higher. But until then, I just can't. You gotta be careful. But I mean, I get it, man. Like, it's a good request pretty much, because like, look, someone could be like, this is one bottom, and then this happened to be the second bottom here. You know, I mean, and that's not a bad argument, but we got to look left. It's not just about the harmonics by themselves. It's always about the context too. And like, you got to break through a lot of stuff that you are below, and you are confirming you're below it. So I think you could be prudent on this, but it's one maybe to put on the watch list and pay attention to. Umbrella Network, I don't know, Altcoin, great dude. Maybe it's bottoming out, but it could very well go to an 886, and it still wouldn't be weird, and still would be at perceived areas of value. So we'll see. It's a bag of sand that you just, like, you know, when you request something like, so the last one was an intriguing request because there were things to talk about. There were, you know, hey, it had M shaped. It was near the bottom of an M shape. It might have been confirming a bottom, but it was at inflection points. So it's like, it's okay, pretty good. This kind of request is like, for me, like, what am I supposed to do here? Are you just requesting it because you're like, oh, hey, it's a bull flag or something, or maybe it's a bull flag? Hey, maybe it is, dude, but really tough. How do you strategize a stop loss here. Yeah, hidden bullish divergence might develop if it actually starts pivoting right here, which we don't know. It's all about the levels, and you are just so far off any type of reasonable level looking left to strategize an entry and to set up a stop loss, right? You're just too high. Like I'm sure it could just keep doing it, man. It does this and it moons, and then a bull flag, like freaking, measured move from the breakout. I don't know, like right here. Hey, dude. Yeah, it goes up to like 575. All right, let's go. But it's really tough. Like, you're not back testing anything that makes any sense. So always about strategizing longs at reasonable areas on back tests of springs with divergence. I just don't think you have enough here, even though it certainly could break upward and go nuts again. 575, right? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, 575 target if it was to break out, if this was real. We don't. It might be too early to even tell. This could turn into something else in time. XLM long term's good. Long term good, man. No, I'm not moving goalposts on harmonics. There are different types of harmonics with different criteria. But so there's like ciphers at the 786, but then there's sharks at the 886. And a lot of times you'll be, oh, it might be a cipher, but never confirms the bottom well. And then it sells off. And then at the 886, at the shark pattern completion zone, it does double bottom or create an inverse head and shoulders. I think like 886s are always like your lowest risk. I like them way better than 786s, especially when we're talking about ciphers, just because of how often in crypto we've seen it where 886s, that's where the bottoms occur over and over and over again. So yeah, maybe there's some sort of flag or pennant developing here, but certainly really high. Extreme premium. The time to care about this asset for strategic entries for longs was down here. When your momentum was shifting after a pullback, in the back test of the springs, the back test of levels that were once resistance became support, and then it went insane. And then it's like all of a sudden what is taught here is just diluted some because it goes Rudy Poo, price discovery, and it's much harder to target and set entries and stop losses. So. Entries are normally at the pattern completion zone of those harmonic structures, and it's up to you as the market participant to learn those. There are many different harmonics, and each one has its own potential entry area, but it's not just about the harmonic painting, it's about confirmation at those pattern completion zones. Like if I tell you about a Gartley, it's going to be far different than talking about a butterfly where the entries are. But no matter what though, you want forms of confirmation at the pattern completion zone of any of these harmonics. Double bottoms, inverse head and shoulders, ascending triangles, descending broadening wedges. Even other harmonics, like another harmonic, a small harmonic presents itself at the pattern completion zone of the bigger harmonic, things like that. And those end up being confirmation lows anyway, like on less significant time scales. So that sand, it looks great, man. It looks like it's consolidating bullishly, but I wouldn't be, could you really be concerned if it goes, or like be like surprised it goes to 327, 344 for a back test? No, you can't be. What's up, dude? We'll look at it. Thank you, dude. What is this? Is this really an actual thing, dude? I bet you it's not there. It actually is here. This is unreal, dude. Well, it's a terrible request. I appreciate the contribution, Jordan, but anytime you give me a request called cat bread, yes, cat bread. There's nothing I can do here. It's so illiquid. There's no traditional technical analysis you could even really do here. It's, oh yeah, man, it's going up, dude. It's, nope. We just got to move on, man. There's just... Thank you for the comedy. A woo-woo, indeed. A woo-woo's in the chat. Okay, we just gotta move on. So next one was completely fine. You know, I mean, this one, dude, this is a good example of a harmonic pattern. I mean, really, kind of. It's not even really a formal harmonic. It's just an M shape. And as you can see at the M shape, this thing is, you asked about it, Juan. I mean, that's the level of inflection that was manufactured in May is once again being regarded as support. Support, over and over again. I don't know if I really see anything that sticks out. I mean, the closer you are to 6 cents, I guess the lower the risk is for the entry. But, right, I guess you got something like this going on. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Dang, man. It's like a descending broadening wedge like Bitcoin, maybe? Yeah, it's just, you know, a structure of consolidation. It bounced really well at 6 cents. Market participants have not given that up, really, right? I mean, you fell below it in September, but you rallied, you sprung, you back tested the spring a couple times for a huge markup, right? Confirmation lows, nice. But I don't really see an edge right now. Right, I don't see a confirmation low. All it did was run up and hit the 200 moving average. And, you know, thing is, though, between 6 cents and 8 cents, straight up, straight down, you get some chop here, straight up. Eventually, you go straight down, go straight up, you pull back, you go straight up, you go straight down. So, I mean, those are your major levels, 6 cents, 8 cents, and then around 9 to 10 cents. All right, so you're close to 6 cents, but maybe you'd get lucky and get another confirmation low at this level. That's what you'd want. What happened, Joker? Yeah, dude, thank you, man. Heck, thanks, dude. I didn't see that. My bad, dude. I think it's because my TTS is really quiet now because of the bug. So yes. And Theta, yes, we'll look at Theta. The stock, not the coin. Why, dude? That's one S coin to look at because it does look actually really good. Yeah, Theta, crypto. But we'll look at the stock for you, sure. Okay, next request was True. Looked at this earlier, and I don't think there's any action to take right now, but it did react very well at an inflection point. So 9%. Look at that, dude. That's crazy. You know, this level. It was a zone of chop forever, for a long time, as you can see. All right, September 11th, 20th, all like the whole 26th through the 29th, October 11th. Man, an M shape right there, beautiful shark pattern. And here you are again. You're right back at it, and you bounced resoundingly almost to the top. You probably could get there. You probably will go up to 54 cents, but was there enough evidence to take a long with a form of confirmation? No, not really. You were diverging though. You were extremely oversold at a level of inflection. When you're extremely oversold at a level of inflection, you oftentimes catch reactions, but it doesn't ultimately mean that you're going to majorly reverse what you were doing before, which was the sell-off that got you oversold. Normally, you'll have a major reaction. You get out of oversold territory, and then you run up. Sometimes you start showing hidden bearish divergence, not quite on this one like Bitcoin, and then it pulls back, and we get a second attempted test of that inflection point, and that is where, if it holds, we could very well take action because we're looking for confirmation as swing traders all the time. So great to see that, though. I mean, that's cool to see, an asset hit a level that it's hit many times where it's reversed, and it did it again. But that's about it now of you requesting this. Okay, next one. What? Oh, I don't know if I've looked at this one in a minute. Okay, so so Lena. A lot of harmonics on this one. But isn't it cool, right? To see an asset make an M shape, It gets down to that nearly, you know, almost an 88% retrace, 85 on this one. It just happened to be the inflection point, and that's where it pivoted and rallied. But now there's another major level of inflection that hit. What did it do? It was going on a nice rally, made its highest multi-month highs just this month, and has had a pretty nasty drawdown. You know, Bitcoin, homogeneous market, right? Lost 46% of its value in 11 days. But look what it did. It went down to that level where it's clearly there's been price action as resistance, resistance, support, resistance, 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 support. It became support again, and from there it rallied to the next level of inflection, and that's pretty much where it is right now. Look, a low from April 25th. So if you break that level for real, the price action could be very similar to what you saw November 7th. I mean, this is like almost like, wow, really? I mean, think about it. The context was, you know, kind of similar to everything else, except this one I think just started dumping because when it got listed, I think we were going through the correction already or something. But you know, you got one valley here. After you make a low here, you make the higher low, accumulation, then another low, and then another low. So you've made multiple consecutive higher lows, and that, if you identify that, that just signifies more market participants owning the asset than they did before. And on the third valley, normally really good things can happen. It's happening on Lena. And this third valley is developing across this market. Not on everything, but on a lot of assets. You're getting on even on daily time scales, it's identifiable. You can discern it and see it on those significant time scales. So if like this 6.9 cent area breaks, besides what we just saw, the upthrust, straight down, straight up, straight down. I mean, this asset could be getting ready to go for a full reset upward, where, you know, from its previous highs, it retraces 61, 78, 88%. You could very well go to 11 to 12 cents above the level it's trying to breach right now, especially in this context where it's been bottoming out and showing levels of accumulation since the date of July. It bottomed out in July like everything else, but then now is every time it draws down, it makes higher lows, freaking higher lows. Really, really good. That's uptrending. It's quiet accumulation, quiet, you know, people are acquiring this position quietly. And once you acquire a position long enough, eventually all the supply gets absorbed, and then you get to levels where there would be no sense made to have like much supply above 6.9 cents until 11 cents.
Bitcoin Cash Gracias, folded hands.
What's up, Juan? Yeah, we'll look at Bitcoin Cash, sure dude. Let's see if that bug's still going. I can't even hear it now. All right. So 7 minutes ago, Bitcoin is selling off, down about $900, 1.5% on the day, but it's not really a big deal. It's pretty cool though to see the asset above 57.5 and 58.3. That's your Lena, looking good, and could, if it breaks this for real, I mean, you could pull back, make another higher low, but eventually, if this keeps up, you're going to 11 cents to 12 cents. Next level doesn't make any sense. All right, next one was, so I'm going in order. We're going in order. Wow. Of course, there's a knockoff. There was a knockoff of XRP. It was XPR. And now there's a knockoff of XPR. It's XPRT. Jeez, man. Like running out of... I mean, it's a good-looking chart where it is right now, I guess. I mean, you could have perceived it to be that. All right, so this clean slate... I mean, it's still busted, man.
Cody Boss got it in a down sloping channel 12 hours. Looks interesting.
All right, man. I want down sloping channels. Oh, God. Have there been any local higher lows lately? No? Give me a sec. Let me go to the daily on this. Yeah, a lot of lower highs now. Shoot. Okay, I'm just looking at That initial wick, the initial candle high close, and everything correlates to it afterwards. Just plotting out your levels. Very critical level at 1170. So, I mean, like, yeah, you'd be like, hey, man, this is very real. I mean, you have, like, classic bullish divergence developed on the second low. All right, so sellers exhausted on the MACD histogram. Nothing really on the RSI. Nah, just convergence. And let's see, I mean, was it a cipher? So you look at your M, you have an X. A lot of scam wicks here. Dang, man, I'm trying to see. All right, so here, I don't know, we'd have to go, maybe it's a Gartley? This one's, dude, like, you give me these freaking S coins, man, I've never heard of in my life. 56, 786. Okay, so this is pretty good for someone in here who's a cynic of harmonics, which is absurd. Being a cynic of a harmonic, the most reliable structure when identified properly. These are the most reliable patterns that exist on all charts. So an asset that, you know, this is pretty much a Gartley, is pretty close. I mean, you want a 61% retrace, 57%, all right. But then, like, at these levels, at 786s, you get a nice reaction, and then you sell off and you get a second low, right? So you made a low on price April 23rd. All of a sudden you bought it around July, it was higher than previous. Uh-oh, that's kind of, you're confirming the trend is upsloping after a reset. And now you're presenting this pattern, and you have exhaustion for sellers being applied on a daily time scale. And so, I mean, your target easy here, if this is a real confirmation low, is 1170. Without a doubt, that is where it would be headed. It's up 8% today. I get it, right? But look, that's undeniable target. Undeniable target from here. And if that breaks, your target's $15. So if you were playing this, kind of tough on an 8% up day, you know, but like if this held, I mean, strategizing, say it wasn't up 8% and pumping right now. Say like you requested it because it wasn't up 8% and it was only up like 1% or 2% and it was looking like this. Okay, fine. Easier entry at not on a pump day. First target. And you just have one would have their stop loss just marginally below that. Clearly the bottom. All right. And then what happens? You have a 4-to-1 reward to risk. Perfect. Anything over 3-to-1 is good. It's equitable. Your second target on this would be around 1556, the next level. And that's it. I mean, that's like a way to strategize a bullish Gartley bottoming out. But again, this was, you know, the fact that it's not up 8% or something, it's up only up a couple percent or nothing, you know, and you requested it maybe yesterday or something. So it is well off that amazing entry. You go up a little bit more, maybe it pulls back and you're blessed with a pullback on the new day, a new week tomorrow, just for a wick down. And I mean, you're still equitable. You're still close. Depends. Yeah, 2.99 to 1. You're still like it pulls back to $6.66. You still got a chance here for it to be a nice 3-to-1. And that is how it'd be played. Okay. Just education here. Looking for harmonics. But you're not looking for harmonics that are just bottoming out the first time. You're looking for the second time. This what makes this so nice. So nice. We got 1 minute, chat, till your weekly and daily candle close. Yeah, I'm sure. You go to like the 4 hour, the 60 minute, there's probably the second bottom on the daily that's probably a small harmonic. We talked about that just a minute ago, where, yeah, it's like X, A, B, C, D. But it's like 100%, you know, it's like, is it a harmonic? I mean, kind of, but it's informal because it far exceeded the pattern completion zone, went way too deep to be some sort of harmonic, to be some sort of textbook Gartley with 100% retrace. So yeah, it's an M shape though. It's definitely an M shape, and at the end of M shapes, whether they're textbook formal harmonics that, you know, the coordinates are right or not, oftentimes these are wave structures. After on the D wave, when it's complete, wherever it is, even if it's not formal, that's where reversals occur, reactions and reversals. So yeah, you could look at it like that. Sure, whatever. Yeah. M shape, and then but the daily, it looks just like a Gartley with a confirmation low. You don't have to go really much more complicated than that. Okay, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. We did it, chat. We did it. A new week has been born. Did it, man. Actually, a really good looking chart here. I mean, XPRT, persistence to tether. If you're persistent, you can learn these things. You can learn how to identify harmonics and actionable areas. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. Here it is, chat. Bitcoin did close the day above the major levels it had to stay above. Good. 2 days in a row now. Nice. But who cares about the daily when the weekly closed? And the weekly was unfortunately a bullish three-line strike, but did in fact hold above areas it needed to hold above. That's kind of it. Riveting. Smaller bat still valid. Okay. I mean, dude, it's just an M shape. But like the context is zoom out and it doesn't even really matter that much because you'd be playing the daily on persistence. You play the daily, so it'd be probably a position trade that you'd be holding for like a few weeks maybe. Whew. So that's it. That's your weekly with confirmation close. Meh. Here's your weekly on total. Same situation. Not really a three-line strike, but did engulf bearishly. But again, it was just like, it was good. It was what was once a resistance on total market cap is now support. Good news. Great. Bullish control zone on the RSI, 63.3. Very good. Whoops. I mean, you can call it a bearish engulf. It is a bearish engulfing candle on the daily. Truly it is. But remember what happened before, the mega bullish engulfing candle that I think holds all the weight here. And there's nothing, everything's great on Ethereum till it gets a daily close below 4K. That's your cutoff. That's when you know, dang man, this thing could be way more severe of a drawdown if we're closing on the daily and invalidating the bullish engulfing candle that was presented a couple of days ago. Yeah, and I mean, I really would like to see Ethereum get back above 4384, 43. But remember we just talked about with hidden bearish divergence on the 4 hour. It would not be the worst thing or the weirdest thing in the world if this asset went to come and touch 4179.76 or so. Just again, that was the highest daily candle close of all time in May. Maybe you sprung, maybe you back test that spring as support, and then hey, people start saying it's an inverse head and shoulders, man, or descending broadening wedge, man. Yeah, maybe. But you know, just as you've done it before, right? You broke this level, and the first time you ever back tested it as support, look what happened. You went on to rally upward, and then you went and you back tested the old wick high as support before going to all-time highs. So if you fall, like that happens, all this stuff happens, and then you sell off, you fall below it, and you break back above it. Market participants oftentimes need to reconfirm that that level is support again, because they just don't know the date when we broke through it so fast and resoundingly, November 19th. Market participants might try to push it down just to see how many limit buys are there. Is there enough demand to keep it held? And if there is, that could be a beautiful pattern, momentum shifting because there's accumulation. I really want to see that on Bitcoin or everything locally, where all you've done recently is a low. I mean, you made a high, a low, then a lower high, then a lower low, then a lower high than previous high, then a lower low, then a lower high, and then most recently a lower low, and only recently really a lower high for now than the previous high. No, so now what we want to see is somehow a higher low, a true discernible higher low gets painted. So we can say in the short term, hey, people are beginning to reaccumulate this asset versus recently where it's only been making distribution. Lower highs, lower lows. We want the trend to reverse in the short term and get back in sync with the long-term uptrend, which we've been in, again, pretty much since the COVID crash. You know, you've had corrections and stuff, but long-term uptrend. What's up, Ubi, man? Dang, man, hold on, me up. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll look at it, okay?
What's up, Mitch? Can we take a look at Altcoin?
We'll look at it. Thank you, Ubi. That is holding on by a thread. Pray for Bitcoin. Bitcoin fails, you're done on file. That thing's going to break that inflection point. But it's still trying to hold on, man, for dear life. Okay. So, that's it for Ethereum. Remember, this right here could imply a continuation downward. But it could be a joke. It could literally be Rudy Poo, a short-term low gets put in, and then all of a sudden it's a higher low. And that's what we want. We want reaccumulation argument to develop. And we don't really have that in the short term yet because of the lower low and the lower highs being painted. We need a higher low. And a higher high would be amazing, dude. Okay. So for Bitcoin, though, man, anything above 58,343, anything above 58,3, 58,4 is amazing. Like, I think you're just safe. You're safe above levels of inflection until you breach that again. And then that's something to be worried about. You know, we really want to hold this. We want this spring back test to be extremely valid. Because it did spring it back tested and it's now above. So, but there's a little supply line right here. There's a mini supply line that was manufactured just recently, since November 16th, that you have not been able to breach yet. And if you do, I think it's very likely you would see 63,588 because look left. There's just really not much anything there. And price action historically goes between 58.3 and 63.5, straight up, straight downish, you know. So that's about it for Bitcoin on the new week. Let's get back to these requests. You know, we got some. I think we go Hex next. Let's see. Maybe not.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
Let's see here. Let me check it out. No, the next one was from Heck. And it was Crow. Crow, which one were we always looking at? This one? Yeah, it was this one. What was it, man? Well, I mean, Crow is just kind of going to be something to look at and nothing more, right? You know, Crow was in a long-term uptrend, and that was pretty much established in January when it bottomed out. This was like rounding action. We saw that. People asked about it, looked good, but it looked the best in June and July when it bottomed out and sprung back, tested the spring. The Bulkowski structure developed, the inverse head and shoulders, and hit the measured move, a couple times before pulling back, but then just made a higher low, and the trend resumed, and now it's melting up. I mean, you've got probably a Matt Damon candle, you've got the Fox Sports 1 candle, you've got an LA Stadium candle. I mean, I don't know, dude. They're like acquiring the world. I would love to see their marketing bill, but look what has happened. They've gone parabolic, and it's where you think in the later stages of the cycle, a lot of other altcoins what they will do, but this one's just in a league of its own because it's actually doing stuff. I mean, it's doing crazy stuff. 74 cents. It just hit an all-time high today of 76.2 cents. I mean, you think probably a dollar maybe. And there's Bitcoin back testing 58,343 for the first time since it back tested or that engulfing candle yesterday. First time back testing. Which again, it's not weird because hidden bearish divergence was identified on the 4-hour and then applied a continuation downward on Bitcoin. And now we're just praying for a higher low than the previous low. And the higher low hopefully gets painted above the level of inflection. 57.5, 57.4, whatever. Okay, so nothing else to look at, man. A dollar maybe if it keeps going. Who knows, dude? It's psycho. Rudy Poo. All right, let's go to Bitcoin that's pulling back. On the new week, it's down almost $500 in the first 9 minutes. Yep, here it is. So remember the measured move. If things don't hold, can't really be that mad. Remember, even anything above 53K is fine. 53K is a very common area, very common retrace in the previous low to high. It's a measured move of the structure it bearishly broke out of. It's inflection points. Yeah, there's multiple reasons why 53K is not that weird, but hey, if you're above a level inflection, you can't even talk about 53K till we fall back below 57.5. Can't talk about it yet because this is so powerful as support resistance. Hold the door. Okay, next request. What's Hex? Hex hacked, man? I don't know. What's up, Juan? That's right. Rudy Poo, indeed. Old Hex. Hey, we're going for the type 2. Wait, hold on. This is back test the spring here. This is what we've been talking about. Oh, and the hidden divergence is still valid of an idea. You just gotta start catching the bids now, okay? This asset is doing really good stuff potentially, all right? You never know until it actually starts catching bids, but this asset broke out and has now bled out to the level that we wanted so bad. If you wanted a technical spring back test, the old high from July, it's been support before too. It's kind of been support before. Now it's being support again. I mean, this is exactly where an asset, this is behavior where if it holds this and it's real, then it goes up to 34 cents next target. And my God, if it's a high or low, that's even better. That's accumulation, right? Oh, what have you been doing since it topped out? Highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Hopefully no more lower lows. It's a higher low and a confirmation. I'm okay, dude. Thank you. This is like a technical analysis channel, not a shill my NFT. Thank you, dude. So you just gotta wonder, man, and if it does start pivoting here, it will usher in like that hidden bullish divergence on 12 hour. It looks pretty freaking good. So now you're at a point where it's low enough where you're at strategic entry areas, or it would just be like this. I mean, right? You are literally playing the fact that it is gonna back test this level of support and hold and be successful. And I think it would just be kind of like this. All right, yeah, you'll have a stop loss below the candle low close from November 8th. And it's finally at those areas. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. We knew it could react because the triple divergence here played out brilliantly, but it wasn't good enough. And now we're at levels where it might be good enough. It is certainly good enough, but we don't know if an asset's going to hold. We don't know if the T is going to be respected. So that's what stop losses are for. But we do know for certainty this is at an area where it is easier to strategize an entry, a stop loss, and take profits. Right? And it would just be kind of like this. I mean, really. Kind of like that, man. I mean, you could definitely afford to have a looser stop if you wanted, but what was the point of spring and now back testing the spring with hidden bullish divergence? It implies a continuation upward. What will be better than this? Maybe a Japanese candlestick reversal or something. Maybe an edge on the daily, but like this is kind of how to size it up. And you say you get stomped out, you take on minimal losses, you move on with your day, and you keep applying the same concepts to all other charts. You're looking for the spring, the back test the spring, the confirmation lows, divergencies, all that. Low risk areas. This is a low risk area despite what it does. Even if it stops out, it was still kind of a low risk area. Definitely a low risk area. So Bitcoin's now falling back below that level. And you see it? There you go, Hex people. Oh my God, rejoice. Finally. It's been 84 years since we've actually said it could be interesting again. Finally. All right, Bitcoin is continuing to sell off. That hidden bearish divergence on the 4 hour looks like it's playing out. Hidden bearish divergence, chat. What do you mean? Look, you had a high on price, November 15th. This level of positive momentum, a substantially, pathetically lower high with substantially higher levels of positive momentum. That implies a continuation downward. You're getting it. It's beginning right now. Now we're just praying that it's going to underperform and we hold above the inflection levels because they should be extremely strong. So far, not so good, right? I mean, ugh. We want a higher low truly than 56K, but I would really like to see this 57.5 hold, but whatever, man. What's up? 3 diglets. Sure do.
Can you take a look at AVAX?
Yes, thanks. Hard to look at anything, though, while we watch Bitcoin on the new week, right? It's been 15 minutes and Bitcoin's down over $600. Welcome. This is how it works, man. Hey, a new week happens, new day, boom. Everything can shift in price action that we'll see in the day or week before. So I'm just hoping this underperforms and then we make a higher low than the previous low. Dracula's basement? Nah, dude, literally the inverse. From the top of a freaking tower. It's like a wizard's tower, dude. Imagine thinking I'm actually in a basement. All right, XLM was the next one. New selling off. I mean, it's down 1.8% on the new day. Oh, looks like, I mean, you got 2 bottoms. Maybe it's going to work on a 3rd one or something. Right, I mean, maybe you get a 3rd valley. I think anything above 30 cents is okay. That's a big area, man. That's like multitude of touch points on this chart. 2018, 3 different times.
Check out OMG/USDT, please.
We'll look at it. We'll look at OMG. Yeah, it's kind of like, where's the bottom here? 200-day moving average, you're below it. Negative momentum's beginning to build again. And like, you know, it's all on Bitcoin. Like, you could understand how this could be an awesome area, 1 bottom, a 2nd bottom, if Bitcoin kept rolling upward. But if Bitcoin starts dumping again, all of a sudden you got some sort of harmonic argument, right? Like an XABCD, like, okay, goes the 886 or something, you know, it could go a lot lower. Sure. 30 cents will be the target if Bitcoin just kept selling off. I mean, I don't think mostly everything's screwed if Bitcoin dumps. Mostly everything. You know, there's outliers like Crow and AVAX and whatever. What's up, Brian? Sure, we'll look at Gala to Bitcoin. Sure did. But weekly, I think you're fine. Like, it's just there are ups and downs that are gonna occur, man. Yeah. But like the weekly is so strong looking. And yeah, again, I'm reiterating that 30 cent area is extremely powerful. You want to hold above that. I mean, you fall below 30 cents, then you fall below 26 cents. The argument starts reversing. I'll start changing my tune on what might be going on here. But if you just make another higher low on XLM on the weekly, things could be really, really good. But this is going to dump when Bitcoin dumps. This is going to be okay and keep accumulating and looking good while Bitcoin doesn't dump. So you just better pray for Bitcoin, this whole market, for all these coins that have reset and are showing just stupid amounts of accumulation for half a year now since they bottomed out in July. Yeah, they've been higher lows quietly. No major markups like we saw in November, December of last year yet. So I think in the long term, anything above 30 cents is extremely good for 70 plus cents upside eventually. Target's up there at the top of the harmonic. Okay, next one. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I could see how you'd be scared maybe. But like, you know, with this one, I think it's just turned more into like a crazy range. ICP, you know, it's like a perfect bullish cipher, and you know, it's been literally like, okay, so you'll see this develop across traditional markets, Forex markets, all these different times. And what'll happen is that it'll bottom out, and then eventually, yeah, it goes and hits the targets, and then goes to 104, 125. But in this universe right here, there is just not near enough demand yet. It hasn't failed to launch. It's still like not dead of an idea yet, but it is like there are countless assets that present these patterns, present edges, divergence, they hold, and they don't get stuck in ranges and can never muster the demand to breach resistance and go to much higher levels. This one is struggling tremendously. And, you know, the longer you stay stuck like this, I just don't know. I mean, like, what is happening, you know, with the buyers and sellers here? What's going to be enough for the asset to, no one's like, I guess when they're buying it, no one's holding it when it hits $57. And so it goes straight back down, and it's like, are you really accumulating right here if you just keep hitting the same lows, lower lows, same lows, whatever? Yeah, now you do have hidden bearish divergence on the 4 hour on ICP. I mean, not really good in the 4 hour, look terrible. Like, it's like a high, a lower high, continuation implied. It just keeps this up long enough, it's going to keep testing 41.60 and it'll break, and then it might very well see $28 again. If Bitcoin dumps, that's probably going to happen. If Bitcoin doesn't dump and holds, pivots making a higher low, and we continue upwards, and we see the 63.5s and all that, eventually these altcoins are going to catch bids. But I'm just kind of like, you start getting concerned when it takes so long. It's just sitting there, up and down, range bound. It confirmed the bottom, but that wasn't good enough. Okay, it confirmed a third bottom, a fourth bottom. When's it going to give where people say, all right, obviously there's just not enough market participants, and it just breaks the support and gets violated, invalidated. It's been tough, man. It's been really tough. And the 4 hour looks terrible. But if you're above 41.60, you're okay. You're okay, because that's the base that it's been trying to hold, all right? What's up, Lawrence? What's up, Pooch? Yes and yes. Sure. It's all about the levels of inflection for Bitcoin. They dictate almost everything on this market, dude. Yeah, Jay, because you show up after Bitcoin has gone up 130% since July. Yeah, because you FOMO'd into the Patreon. It's my fault, right? Yeah, dude. Okay. Yeah, you know, you understand, like, a lot of times if I'll post, like, multiple trade setups, it's almost like one trade, because when Bitcoin dumps and corrects, anything that was just posted is gonna get stopped out. So they'll all get stopped out because they were almost the same idea. They were all presenting the same arguments. And then the stops get triggered all at the same time, and then a wipeout occurs. But like, yeah, what happens the month before, in September, late September, early October, when everything was presenting a great opportunity and Bitcoin was not at stupid levels where it had just gone straight up. Yeah, you're not talking trash then. You're not even here. Oh yeah, exactly, because you probably got ushered in by FOMO, I guess, right? Funny. I'll get blamed for a correction. You know, people like, feed me trade setups or not enough value, and then trade setups are fed to you, spoon fed to you when like Bitcoin's at great levels for an entry, when altcoins look pretty set up for higher prices, and then Bitcoin's not at such great levels for an entry, because that was posted too. Remember, it's like, these are not areas to take fresh longs on Bitcoin at everyone. But the altcoins still look good, and they still do on the weekly time scale. So You crazy, man? So it's like, yo, what do you want from me, dude? What do you want from? Yeah, blame me for the market correcting because it appreciated in value 80% in like a month or two. That's my fault. Okay, next request was not Theta the crypto, Theta the stock. Theta the stock, Theta Edge. What is MYX, man? Well, it's certainly reset, hasn't it, man? Certainly reset. I don't know, blow off top though, big time blow off top, like for sure. Hold on. Not really a very good level there. Yeah, so I mean, like the thing like has lost like from its previous low to high, it lost 95% of its value. I mean, sure, maybe it could reverse here, but like normally we're looking for assets to long after or before these crazy things happen. You know, you're probably like, it's an M shape. Sure, maybe it's an M shape, but is there a confirmation low? No, there's not. If you're above 77 cents, you're in good shape. But what happens here if it just like goes to 77 and breaks that and goes to 65, which is a far stronger support level? Look, man, how many times in history 65 cents has been regarded as support? I mean, I think that would probably be a more strategic area for an entry or something.
Can we check mana? Thanks, bro.
Yeah, dude, Brad, why do people gotta be toxic? Dude, it's crazy, man. Like, people are pathetic. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, what? Like, these people show up not because they ever cared about traditional technical analysis or all the research put into it. They only show up for price action. They FOMO in the Patreon after everything's run and played out, and then they get mad when Bitcoin pulls back, like marginally, not even like that bad, you know, compared to previous pullbacks. It's wild, dude. Literally wild. It's almost like turn chat off. I'll just like not read chat because of it. It's stupid. So, I mean, I don't know if we can call this, I think it's too deep on B. I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch this asset. I think there's too much opportunity out there on charts to care about an asset that just ran up insanely and has pulled back, and the correction could last for weeks. The composite operator clearly spent time for 8-9 years holding a range and accumulating, and he's just run it up. It's pumped and now it's dumping, and like, I just don't care. Like, after that happens, bots could be set up to just sell on every, you know, fade on every little rally. I'll just move on. Sorry. But hey, if you asked about theta to the US dollar, oh my God, it looks so effing good. Theta to the US dollar looks amazing. Crypto, yeah. UMA. Oh, UMA, dude. This J guy wasn't here like when UMA looked incredible in October. No, God, no. And then literally played out. So, unable to breach 1870, 1750 area, the zone of inflection. It tried and it looked really good. It's like, oh my God, if it does this, then 2950. Fourth target, right? The bonus target. And now it's just pulling back, and it's going to be testing 1576 soon by the looks of it. And if it doesn't hold 1756, it's most likely going to 1134. Look at the historical price action between 11.34 and 16 bucks, really. Straight down, straight up, 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 straight down, straight up. You know it could go straight down again, right? Easy. Just remember, like, I'll give you an example, man, okay? For all the FOMOers that didn't show up till Bitcoin was at all-time highs, just for them, okay? Not for other people that actually understand what's going on here. Okay, you know, crypto existed far before you showed up to this market, okay? When things were presenting themselves the first of the month as brilliant opportunities for longs. Beginning of October, late September, early November, things were ready. Do you get it? There was an edge. It was breaching levels, it was backtesting levels as support. Demand lines were being backtested at the same time, right? It was there. If you were Patreon at the first of the month, you got this, man. And boom goes the dynamite. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me now when Bitcoin tops out and altcoins pull back, you know? And dude, I mean, like, if 1576 holds, that could be where it pivots and rallies again, and you go to the bonus target, the fourth one, where we know, I mean, if it breaks that for real, that's the next big level. So that's your UMA, where there's not really much to look at now, and I don't really know. But there was a time, 21 days ago, where it looked amazing. 3 weeks ago. And now it's like, I don't know. Could go for a full reset from the previous low. XABCD goes down 78886 from the previous discernible low. Sure. Could happen. Especially Bitcoin dumps. Oh, it's gonna happen. We know what's gonna happen at Bitcoin dumps. Yeah. Yeah, Jay's not gonna talk about that, is he? No way, dude. It's too convenient to be hateful and toxic. Because it's like everything now, like, isn't like the whole world's become like toxic wasteland of scams and negativity and all that crap. You know, something like Cody, man. Like, what's there to look at? Who cares? Like, no way. Like, this is not a long opportunity at all. Look at it. The time to maybe care about Cody was in July, like many others, or maybe the time to care about Cody was in September, when it was at inflection levels back testing the mass support, or at deep perceived value areas. Now, it has confirmed a top at all-time highs and is now below like previous inflection levels, local levels. It's not really a long opportunity at all, no matter what. If it breaks upward, who cares? You flip a coin, assets on any given day that don't have an edge, they go up. You flip a coin on any given day without an edge, they go down. The fact is, you already run up. What'd you do since July, this asset? The asset appreciated in value 659% in 100 days. 100 days, 600%. It is never the time to be going long after it does that. This correction could take a while. So I just like, man, I mean, look left. It probably would make more sense to be waiting till a deep retrace from the previous lows and to do nothing right now. I don't care if it goes up next. Is there a Gartley? It's okay, it'd be like a momentum Gartley, not like the good ones that happen at other M-shaped PCZs. I don't know. Like, is it a Gartley, man? I think it's too perfect right here. Yeah, it's like too perfect of A and C, so you don't even know. If it was anything, if it was an M-shape, then guess what? 886 would be near the inflection point from history that would make sense for an entry, and it'd be easy to set up a stop loss and all that. Sure. Then that means you got a long way to go. That means Cody has another 36% of its value to lose. If you want to get in at an area where it's 886 from the previous low and a level inflection, you got to wait 36% more. If it doesn't get there, whatever. Move on and just find something that looks better, that has not run up 659% in 100 days. Oh, was Zcash? No, he requested Troy in the opening, not Zcash. Yeah, it was Troy. It was not Zcash. Don't gaslight. Someone at the beginning. Well, I saw that. I mean, I'm telling you what Chicken requested, but I don't know about Zcash. Zcash. No, I'm literally looking here. Dude, let me show you. Let me show each and every one of you. Do you see this? Right? Mr. Chicken. Early post of Troy to the US dollar. Troy, where's Zcash, chat? That was it. That was 2 hours, 5 hours, right? Here we go. UMB. Sand, right? We're doing it in order. There's no Zcash request. I don't know what y'all are talking about. No, only you going ham. Only you, dude, okay? But there's more of that toxicity going ham. He's just another statistic of toxicity on the internet. Like, why even come to my stream, dude? You're like, oh, I can't wait to be negative on this guy's stream. I can't wait to talk trash. Go do something with your life, man. Maybe you'll be rich if you do something with your life besides be negative and toxic on the internet. All right, so with this one, you know, the last time it made maybe any sense to even think about this as an opportunity on AVAX was back in mid-October when you back tested what was once a resistance, an all-time high, as support once but twice. And on the second attempt, the second test, hidden bullish divergence appeared, implying a continuation. That certainly happened, but really outperformed because I guess there's just investors really like this one. You're going to find those that are just major outperformers, and they're just going to keep going. Look what it did, though. From the high to the low of the harmonic, it hit a 2.618 and had a very big pullback. That is a very real level, 143. And on the new week, it's up 1% while most things are down. That's it. May, Cody. Okay, so wait, why am I looking at AVAX again? Whoops, that was out of order. Sorry, when I'm scrolling through, because people are like trying to second guess me, I scroll through these things and I lose my place. So yeah, AVAX, no action to take. It hit a 2618, right? Is it a good time for a long? Literally no. The asset from from its lowest low to side, 1,366% in 123 days. And nope, no value there. Extreme premium, and this thing could get obliterated. You know, it could rug and dump, and you lose a lot of money really fast. It's not low risk. It's extremely high risk. And again, premium, not value. Okay, so yeah, like, I mean, long-term uptrend's still very real on Altcoin. Like, look, it's like it bottoms out and then starts making higher lows, then goes on its crazy boom bust. And when it busts, it loses 88% of its value and pivots and rallies again. Okay, makes a higher high than that previous high from June, and then sells off, then makes a higher low than the previous low. But now it's starting to make lower highs, right? You have the Gartley there. And it's just like, if Bitcoin dumps, this thing's done. This thing's probably going down to stupidly low level. I mean, you're going to lose so much value if Bitcoin dumps, because this is the only thing being held up right now. This level inflection from February, right, a couple times, May, September, October. If this breaks, see ya, you're going down to probably $41. Because they're just look straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, almost straight up, you know. It was really good looking, the higher lows, and it broke a demand line with Bitcoin dumping, and now it's just like, you do not want to be in this asset below 5250. I don't think. If it's resounding breakout, I mean, if it holds below this level long enough, I mean, sure, it rallied and got back above it, but dude, if I'm telling you, if Bitcoin dumps, this thing's it doesn't matter how good it looked. Do you understand? This thing looked identical to all the other ones that we just looked at, like AVAX, same presentation of a harmonic, exact same one. But AVAX has done this, but this one Hasn't. And it looked like it was accumulating, and now the accumulation argument's getting weaker and weaker with the sell-offs, with lower highs and the same low. It's just not as strong as it was, even here, even like a week and a half ago, it was better, and now it's just not as good. And that's, guess what? Something can look good, and then new data presents itself, and we can change our tune. That's the whole point. When we get new data, we have to assess that data, dissect it, and understand that, yep, things are changing now, and it's not really good. I don't really like the way Altcoin's looking locally. It's like a descending triangle. But it's just like, you can't like get mad at me or something when it's like, hey, this was great. But guess what else did that? Guess what else had its exact same harmonic? ICX. Of course, not the right. ICX. Exact same harmonic, but is doing exceedingly well. You just can't pick which ones are gonna catch the bids and which ones aren't. But you get it, it's like, oh, hey, it's the same argument. It's the same thing, man. You break levels of inflection, you go insane. You did. You're holding other levels, and you could go all the way up to 290 again on ICX here. Yeah, like the ICX looks great. I mean, anything above 192, 198, you go to 290, and then probably $4 after that. So it's just, Filecoin was doing this stuff, and it's just failed to launch. GRT was doing the same stuff. It's starting. GRT still looks pretty good on the weekly. Like 3 rising valleys. No, harmonics are not 50-50, dude. Like, are you just trying to troll, man? Like, no. Sometimes this doesn't play out. It's about probabilities. Trading is about probabilities. It's not about certainties. It's about being able to strategize low risk, high reward opportunities, where to set entries, where to set stop losses, where there could be a lot of upside. That's what they are. Hey dude, if you tip me about something that was already requested, it's not a waste. You're contributing to the stream. You get that right. There's 100% crowdsourced. There's no marketing, right? There's no affiliate marketing links that are shoved down your throat, right? There's no monetization via advertisements. You don't even watch ads on this stream. So think about, if you're watching someone else that certainly monetizes, how much time is wasted watching ads, even the skippable ones, over the course of a year or two, or 5 years, right? Something like that. Think about it like that, man. Nothing's a waste tipping this stream, dude. Okay, next one. Oh, we already looked at AVX. Okay, that was the one where it was out of order. And the same thing, man. Like, come on, dude. Come on. It's like, hey, dude, a harmonic presents itself. This one happened to catch the bids. OMG outperformed. Then it broke above a critical level of inflection that we know historically, if it holds that level, it would go straight up to the next level. That was the argument for the trade setup. It certainly happened. And then it went higher and went all the way to $20. Other major levels up here, all the way back from 2018. And then the airdrop. Anytime there's an airdrop, look out. And it's shifted the whole thing. The short-term trend is just no one's bought it. No one buying since the airdrop. And it's terrible, right? Isn't it like airdrops in 2021 are stupid, man. This is almost always happens if you airdrop in 2021. So yeah, it's heading on down to the inflection point, $8. I think this isn't done. It's probably going to go down a little bit more, and at least test it like it did in September when the trade setup was posted in September around $9, $9.20, and it went up, hit some targets, and then it was over. And now I don't know, like, reassess. There's no edge at all. There's no hidden divergence. This is bearish convergence, and you're heading the 200-day moving average and $8, right? Because look left. It's not me just making up these supports. These are real levels, okay? Very, very real. Probably more downside. OMG. Okay, next one on the list. Yeah, if you want harmonic education, go to Harmonic Trader. Well, I mean, you can go to harmonictrader.com, but like Scott Carney has a YouTube channel. You just YouTube Scott Carney. GALA to Bitcoin. I mean, you know, you're requesting an asset, and I appreciate the contribution, but on an asset that is looking like this, it's really something that we can't do much about. Like 654 Satoshis, all-time highs. There's nothing to do here. Like, I don't know. Like, it went up to 838 sats. Maybe it hits 1,000 sats because psychological. I don't know. When could a request have made sense? Maybe, just maybe. Oh, it's still, I don't even think there's enough data, man. It's so like September, no data. Maybe on the 4 hour, you know, someone's like, one could have requested this and it made sense. Maybe here, maybe on, you know, it tested, rallied, sold off again. It's like, hey, you're at a critical level. If you hold this, it could be nice. Could be a double bottom. It was a confirmed double bottom when it broke the neckline and went to the next levels and just capitulated, inverse capitulated straight through them. I mean, whatever happened here, and not any supply, I guess, looking left. But if you were talking about, this was the time to maybe be requesting around, you know, in between November 8th to 15th, 16th, that's the time to request it where it made sense. But now there's no point in requesting an asset like this, because what do? It's gone up stupid amounts in a very short period of time. What's up, AJP? Sorry, I missed that. All right, next one. It's the same thing, dude. It's very similar to many, many other altcoins. Like, homogenous market, just throw this one in there. But, I don't know, it has more context from history, you know. This was the ICO bubble, 2017, 2018. It was nuts, dude.
Can you please look at Poly math? Thanks.
Sure, TJ. Thank you, man. We'll look at Poly. So, yeah, man, I mean, this thing clearly bottomed out 17.3 cents and did the same thing, man. There's a scam wick because this is an extremely illiquid S coin. What do you want from me? But yeah, the context, like everything else, taking out the scam wick, it's just your same old shark pattern. The 886, it bottomed out, and this is where it is. It's pretty trash performance compared to many other assets, but it's also the same performance to a lot of other trash assets. It's trash because, dude, that's it. We've literally witnessed, like, just ICX for one that was really good and is nearing A and C. You have ones like AVX that are like above that. Sol, like, there are ones that are way, like, these same patterns presented themselves, and those patterns played out, performed beautifully, and are at 1272, 1618, even 2618. This one's literally like a 236. It's like kind of like Filecoin, but yeah, 236. It hadn't even hit a 382 yet. It's so weak, but it's still showing forms of accumulation. Filecoin's starting to look like it's not showing any, even locally. Look, this low in September, then the low in October, the low in November. They're slightly higher. Like, they're still trying here. So, I mean, if it can stay above 58 cents long enough, I think you're in good shape. Look at that level of inflection. Swing low in January 2019. Clearly correlating over and over and over again as support resistance. Again, you just did it, September 30th. So, I mean, if it holds here above that level, then you think that it could be going to at least, well, I mean, it already did, actually. You know, that's the thing. In January, that resistance, it went up and wicked up and touched that for an hour probably. In September, if it breaks that, you know, you've got your levels. There's a lot of them, man. So, terrible performer, but yeah, it's got the harmonic painted. It looks okay. Anything above 58 cents is in good shape. Below it, you're probably going down to 44 cents. And look, I mean, historically, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. finally the accumulation started setting in, right, where it couldn't make it back down there, and the higher lows came in, and that's why we think it looks okay, because it's now in an uptrend. Keeps making higher lows. You keep making higher lows, eventually something will give, and it will go back up to 114, 160, maybe 214 again. Yep. Pivot's not bad. It's just like everything else, though. Most other altcoins that are just run-of-the-mill S coins that have not really caught the bids from their respective pattern completion zones. Okay. All right. Well, Adam, you can't say this isn't critical areas, right? Like Bitcoin's 58K, 57.5, 58.3, Ethereum's what, 4K or whatever. Shoot, it's on my other screen. They all have their own zones of inflection. Well, Adam's is 2650 to 2850. If you can clearly see, February, April, May, it was once resistance, resistance, resistance. Now it's maybe support.
It's sweet that the losers came to cry on the street. Crying equals money. Oh wait, it doesn't. Winking face. Shout out to all Patreon kangs. Can we look at Detoused, please? Thanks for another great stream, bro.
What's up, Knock, dude? Thanks, man. Yeah, whatever, dude. People can cry. It's like, right? I mean, how much control do I have over someone's life to where I don't even know they exist and they come in to cry, you know, about things like, that are like, hello? You wouldn't be complaining if you were here in September and in July, you wouldn't be complaining. We're here every day, so that's the problem. Me being here every day, I guess I could just not show up on the days where, you know, Bitcoin's not at all-time highs, you know, and less people would be crying. But, you know, so that's the thing. You've reacted here very well, but there's no form of confirmation at all. Yeah, there is some divergence, some bullish divergence on the daily here at this critical level. Pretty good. Just don't know if that's enough, right? Don't we want a second test? Bet on the 4 hour, there's hidden bearish divergence, right? You're getting there, yeah. Yes, you are. Look, a high on price, substantially lower high on price with higher levels of relative strength, higher levels of positive momentum. I mean, really, like if you look at the 4 hour and you see that zone of inflection identified on the daily, spring back testing the spring for rally, it's pretty nice. But again, man, the most recent event here is the lowest low you've made of the correction, right? You made an all-time high in September 20th. Then you made a lower high, literally September 24th. Then another lower high October 2nd, and then about the same high in late October. And now you're making lower lows. You've made the lowest price you've seen since mid-September on this one. So, I mean, yeah, you might be range bound. For sure, you just look at it like you're in a range. You're at the bottom of the range. But you have back tested, but I don't see how this thing can run to 43.37 if Bitcoin doesn't hold its inflection zone that's literally testing so hard right now. I mean, this harmonic played out pretty freaking well. I did literally the harmonic hits the target or two, and then it's over. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you identify these harmonics and they just go on and moon. So people will complain. I'm telling you, you identify these harmonics, they play out and they hit like normal targets. People will complain because it dumps and they're like, oh my God, man, I'm so sad. Then these harmonics will develop, they'll play out, and then they'll go like triple, quadruple in value. People will complain and be like, oh, but you said the targets were here. So it's like literally what I do. There is no way to win. There's like no way to win, especially with like new market participants. Like they'll just blame you for everything. So anyway, there is a supply line. That's probably the area to watch. If you break that level, you're probably in really good shape for more upside. So that's the level to watch on Atom. Okay, it is sprung, maybe back tested the spring, holding, making lower highs. We want to see what? What do we want to see in the short term? Like we've already said today on other assets. You want to see a higher low that is discernible get painted than the previous swing low. You haven't really done that yet. And then after the higher low gets painted, you then need a very real higher low. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. You do that a couple times, all of a sudden you're trending, you're uptrending. Short term, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. What could happen? It could go lower lows next. So until that changes, you can't really be that excited, but yeah, you're at levels to be monitoring it for sure. You got a supply line. That would be a jump across the creek probably. That's Adam. Oh, Gurgain watching. Get wrecked, dude. Says egg, thank you. Oh, just this year, Jonathan. Last year too. Unreal. Ooh, interesting. Mana's. Look at mana, chat. All right, so the 4 hour. Look at this candle high close. It's being back tested as support right now for the first time ever. This has never happened. You got a range. I think I've got this on Tether to another chart. So just that's interesting, right? You got to wonder if that would hold. And if it does, even more insane would be the 4 hour hidden bullish divergence that could start its development. And that would imply a continuation. Dang, mana is so strong, but it's like not, it's look at it, man. It's like all-time highs. One valley a second, a third. I'll say that. If 358 holds, then all-time highs. For real, like you could be going to $5 if this holds long enough, okay? The combination of the third valley that happens to be back testing critical areas from October 31st with hidden bullish divergence, that could manifest into a rally that could take you to all-time highs again. Or like at least that wick high. Yep. That's mana. Now below 358, kind of maybe got to reassess because you think that it could very well straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. It might go straight down to 255 again. So just be mindful of that area. But right now it's actually pretty good, man. Pretty freaking good. Let's see. Oh, Numismatics, we did look at ICP already, right? To where it's just like consensus is it's performed terribly and for far too long, and you just gotta wonder what's it gonna take for bids to come in after it does that. It's just bad. Okay, so Poly, kind of a pretty cut and dry chart here, right? I mean, you got 61 cents critical, 83 cents critical, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, eventually straight down, up, down, up, but it can't break 83 cents like ever besides like once, and it was just for a short period of time. And look what you've done at that level. You have reversed, and it makes too much sense why that it might be a reversal area, because that's all it does. And it was like a little bit of class B bearish divergence where you double top on price with higher levels of positive Momo. But then you could also argue that it was classic divergence on the RSI. It was undeniable forms of divergence, whichever oscillator you looked at, and it's playing out that way that they both implied it was going to play out. Now you're in the dead middle. I have no idea. I don't think there's anything strategic about polymath until 61 cents. That's just me though, right? Because of just how often historically between these levels you go back down to the level, or if you hit the level 61 cents, you normally eventually get back up to 83 cents. I know you chop around and stuff, but dang man, setting a stop off, where do you put your stop? It doesn't make sense to put it anywhere. You have to wait till it gets closest to the strongest level of support, and that's 61.4 cents. Well, that's probably what's happening. It's probably like look at this. I mean, oh my God, it's like already Ethereum gap filled, the mini scrub one, and look at this. Bitcoin still hasn't filled that gap yet. It's working on it, and it will probably happen. I mean, 57.8. 57.8, which is still, you know, a few $100 above the major zone of inflection. So that is gonna fill, man. You know it, dude.
Great stream as ever. Just wish the Carols would leave us alone. Been a while. Can we take a look at CSPR 1 Watt 1D? I'm still riding it from 0.0744, so sliding pretty at the moment. Cheers, Mitch.
What's up, UEB? Thanks, man. We'll look at it. Yep, for sure. Okay, that's your poly. Nothing actionable right now. Well, data, we've been here before. Demand line held up even through the dump, right? Held 13 cents, which is pretty real area. But look at the sell-off, man. I mean, yeah, hidden, no, not even. It wasn't even divergence here. It's just pulling back with Bitcoin, but still showing forms of accumulation. Right, like, so all I can tell you on this is it's still above all levels that it needs to be above, for sure. It's continuously making higher highs, higher lows. And you figure if it holds these levels long enough, it eventually would go to 19 cents again. And after that, it could very well reverse because that's almost all it does, right? It's straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. It can help thrust through it and go to the next levels before going straight down again. Straight up, almost there, not enough demand, straight down, straight up, straight down, almost straight up, straight down. So you think like if it holds this level, it could go straight up to 19 cents, breaks it goes to 25. But it's just not going to do well when Bitcoin's pulling back, man. Remember, Bitcoin is like sneezing right now. It's down not even 1%, and altcoins are down 2 to 5%. You know, it's like, welcome to the show. You wanted to trade S coins because, you know, you like it when they go up 500% in 100 days, but you like can't handle it when they go down 30% in a week. But it's like, maybe show up to the market, become a market participant when you're not at all-time highs on Bitcoin, on the macro. You got to be here when things don't feel good, when things look bad. Oh my God, that's when opportunity presents itself. When the sentiment starts getting weak in uptrends, it happens. People, it's just getting worse and worse too. People are just getting so like entitled to ridiculous, unbelievable gains. That's what this market's doing. It's like conditioning this new generation of participant that is entitled to stupid gains.
I have trouble looking for exits /
Yeah, we've already looked at that though, but we can look. I mean, you want me to look again?
Similar to Sol chart during its run.
Eula, thanks for the 20. And that's like a car alarm going off. Very nice. No, someone was manually hitting their horn. Okay. So, dude, with this, I mean, everything's good till it breaks 13 cents. Then it goes down to probably 9 cents. Based on history, straight up, straight down, 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 straight up. Could go straight down again if it breaks. I'm not here to tell you what I know is going to happen. I don't know. So it's all about the ifs. Will that hold? Then maybe 19 cents. If it doesn't, then 9 cents. That's it. Yeah, unreasonable expectations because the market has been so generous with sick gains from S coins that everyone just expects it now. And it's like you have people like
I was here when cream
ridiculous. It's like the entitlement, man. It's like we're just trying to, right here in this community, we're just applying traditional technical analysis that's been researched for 100 plus years. And we're putting it in crypto. We're applying it to literal S coins with no value. That's all we're doing. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Well, I mean, DCR, I haven't been here in a while, but like, dang, dude, I mean, you had the M shape, nice reaction. Maybe you're going for the reversal, and it's just another harmonic. I look at M shape. Look at all these freaking M shapes on DCR. They're not all like formal because they all go 100% and stuff. Maybe this is an alternate. This could have been a shark. Right, a shark pattern maybe. I'm just gonna plot it for the sake of harmonic art, dude. You're gonna see how M shapes go. M shape. Look, chat. M shape. See 100%, 88%, 88%, right? Another M shape has developed on DCR, where it'll probably react here. And this is a Gartley. Looks close enough to it, my God. 786. Wow, that is a beautiful Gartley on DCR, man. That is substantial, and it's showing a confirmation. Actually, this is amazing, actually. Whoa. Holy crap, chat. DCR looks good. This is the best request of the day, probably. I mean, hey, it could fail, dude. Everything's fake, man, because it could fail. Well, we never said it was a certainty, ever. But that right there, coming off a drawdown, is substantial. Lows, same low, higher low. All of a sudden, a higher low. All of a sudden, higher lows again. Dang, man. DCR. This is why you watch stream. This is like, you're confirming a bottom. Yeah, it's up a little bit. You're confirming a bottom at the pattern completion zone of an extremely reliable structure. I think the only way to make it equitable would to be, yep, you have to take profit at A. You can't take profit at C on this one. That's okay. But like this, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, oh, so we got another high there. Dang, there's all kinds of peaks there, though. I don't really straight up. I think we would swing like this. 140, 169. 169.42, right? Inputs. 169.42. That would be your target there. Second, that's it. You could do 1 and 2, or you could go for the fence where you think it's going to 215 or something. But man, that's wild. Lots and lots of harmonics there, huh? But yeah, this is a Gartley, and this is how you'd play it. Just to stop marginally below the confirmation low that you're playing, right? You have a strategy and a reason why you're longing this asset here, right? And it's because it's just now developed a second bottom at the pattern completion zone, the 786 and the 1414. That is why you're longing it. If it falls below that level, your entire argument is invalid. Therefore, you should not be participating in this asset anymore, right? That's the whole process you have to have when your trades. So it's tough, a little bit tough right there. Trying to get it like as close to entry as possible. So you're playing the confirmation low. And then your target is the top of the harmonic, at least the first target, top of the harmonic. Pretty much 3 to 1. 3 to 1 reward risk right now. And that second one would pretty much be like that major level inflection. If you wanted a third target, again, you could make it stupid. You could make it 215, where the whole bull cycle just continues on, right? And that's just like you know, your last amount of your position would just be holding it, because just in case crypto pull to crypto, you know how that is. You know how it works. Sometimes they play out, hit 1 target, it's over. Sometimes they hit 2 targets, it's over. Sometimes they hit 3 and they go to the 8th target if there was going to be one, right? And it's like, you just don't know. But you got to have a trading plan before you enter. You never enter and say, what should I do now? It's like you enter and you already establish your entries, your stop losses, your take profits. And you have your reasons why. You have an argument. Like I just did this on stream live. So I presented an argument to you on why this, and that. So you'd be like, why? This is why. Not Enron, why? Ask why. You should ask why in life, but not because Enron. Really tough though. It's like, okay, what happens if Bitcoin keeps dumping? This will fail. Like this almost certainly will not play out if Bitcoin fails. It's over. Nothing will really play out. No trade setup that looks even amazing, unbelievably impeccable could play out if Bitcoin dumps to lower lows and goes to 53K. Everything will get wiped out again. Because Bitcoin has not put in a confirmation low, really, from its November 19th low, around 56K, nothing. So, did this set in too? Jeez, how long have I been live? Over 2 hours now. Wow. All right. So that is a way to, okay, so say you don't take action on this because you're wary about crypto in general. You're worried about Bitcoin. You don't think it's bottomed out yet or something. You can learn from this. You can take heed of this and you could apply this to any chart on any market. It's universal. It's like math. Anyway, it's about the education. Just as much as it is about making money, it's about making mental money. You reward yourself with mental money by investing in yourself and studying harmonic patterns, technical indicators, trend analysis. Yeah, I mean, kind of because it was at the bottom of the
22 cents. Dear Mitch, can you explore Zio/USD? Looks like a drawback after a harmonic.
A drawdown.
Hour. Where would a PRZ be relevant? Peace.
Thank you, dude. Look. Okay, good luck on DCR. Go ahead and get triggered if Bitcoin like goes to 53K and it fails. Wow, dude. Wow. Yeah, that can happen. It's the S-Coin market, dude. Okay, next request. They keep coming. 2 hours into the stream, right? Good one, Kevin, man. All right, Casper, that been playing out like brilliantly since we omitted the scam wick because we used the candle high close. It made so much sense, dude. They're illiquid S coins, man. You have to be creative, and this was my creativity, and that is, it seems, the way market participants perceived the M shape. The 78% retrace, the 60% retrace on B, the 1414 on D, as well as the 786 on D. And look at it. Now it's just testing major inflection point, right? If it does break this level, 18 cents, if you break 18 cents, holy crap, you could be going to like 30 cents. It could be a major markup, a complete reversal in everything. But yeah, this is the same way we looked at ICP that's been doing nothing, is at the exact same level it was at the PCZ. This one's making higher lows. This one's doing better. So yeah, you got higher lows going on, man. You got a demand line right there, and now you're butting up against a sell wall, clear sell wall. Look, it reversed August 26th. It reversed September 7th. It's reversed the 15th, and now it's testing it again, and actually tested it and failed, and it's below it right now. If it ever get so absorption of remaining supply, maybe. This is exactly where the asset could reverse and dump. You get that, right? So it's really tough to say it's at a strategic entry area because it's at a resistance where historically it has reversed there for real. Okay. Bitcoin near the lows of the new week, the lows of the day. Yep, down almost 600%. In an hour and 13 minutes. So that's it for Casper. That since we've identified this, it has marked up. Since the 78% retrace, the pattern completion zone of the Gartley, it's up 100% in 50 days. 100%. And that's not good enough for a lot of new market participants because they are entitled. That's not good enough. 100%. In less than 2 months, man, that's incredible. But the upside potential based on the chart is like, it could go insane because this could usher in, this could either be like, okay, that's it hit C and maybe it will hit A and that's the second target and it's over. Or this is where the entire reversal of the downtrend gets ushered in. You go to 30 cents, you go all the way up to these crazy levels again. You don't know. Hold on, let me look. Let's see. I thought I'd looked at this before. Maybe not. This is XYO.
Can you take a look at balance a dollar BAL? Thanks again.
Sure, thank you, dude. Look at this, dude. Wow. XYO. Pretty interesting here, where it, you know, it broke out 4.5 cents. The old candle high close, like in September. It's not much data here. It rallied and created a new high and then topped out one time, second time, then dumped. But look where it held. It back tested that old high as support, huge engulfing candle. And then you got an engulfing, bearish engulfing candle yesterday. So I don't think there's an edge or anything. Maybe you come back for a back test, a confirmation low at 4.5 cents. If you don't hold it, then you could think about easily some sort of X, A, B, C, D, where it could make more sense to be looking for 32 cents for a long or something, like, right? Like at the X, the A, the B, the C, and then the 886. Yeah, like, and then it'd be a low, a slightly higher low, then another slightly higher low. Accumulation continues, full reset. That would make the most sense. That would probably be the lowest risk area for a long. I mean, I'm just saying, right? That's like where it's easiest to set up your stop losses and your entries and your take profits. Like 4.5 cents after topping out like that and just confirming another lower high. I just don't know, man. That probably make the most sense. That'd be the most prudent conservative entry area around 30 or 3.2 cents. Tesla, which, yeah, Tesla went insane, then it dumped, and then it's pumping again. Why? Look left. Not really left, never mind. It's not left. Look at $1,000, psychological support resistance. Right, that's real. It's clearly real. This was a trade setup that certainly Jay or no other scrub peasant crap talker would ever bring up, because it would make them look so bad. It would make me look too good. It would make me look amazing, which I never even try to look amazing. I'm just trying to teach people technical analysis. It's all it's about. It's not about ego. But people want to come in and be negative, and they want to cherry pick. And so it's all about probabilities. They want to paint a broad brush that everything sucks. I suck. I'm bad when something gets stopped out. But then they won't bring up ever things like this that get handed to people on a silver platter around $670. And then they go up and they do this, and it's like, oh my God, I went to 1245. And the third target of the trade setup was 1116, this 1618. So it's like, yeah, $1,000, attempting a rally, hidden bullish divergence is going on. You would think, right? Any swing low that exists, higher levels of negative momentum. Yeah. So you're attempting a rally now. It would not be that weird if I would say your target, if this is real, attempted rally is real, the target is the gap fill at 1222. That's probably where it's headed. Bullishly engulfed on Friday. Maybe this week we see 1222 for a gap fill. That's it. Then I don't know beyond that. It's really tough, man. The time that made sense, we were here. You may not have been here, but we were here monitoring the Hawkeye and the crap out of this on Tesla. Structures, harmonics, divergencies on the third valley. Amen. Now, I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, it held $1,000 psychological support and it's attempting a rally. Cool, dude. Bitcoin session lows. How good is it, man? Look, dude, it's just like this. You know, there are times, better times than others, to identify or to request a chart, right? There it is, right? August 23rd. Hey, entry was like now, like anytime now. This is it. The third valley, the hidden divergence after the M shape, and a long-term uptrend. Perfect. Classic reaccumulation going on. That was it, man. All right, so you're just now back above the third target. Cool. All right, next request. Well, let's go to Bitcoin for a second. And it doesn't look good right now at all, does it? Nope. Hidden bearish divergence is playing out, being respected very well. Undeniable. Yeah, so, I mean, you're running out of room now before you're testing the utmost important area before getting wrecked again. 57,489. So important. Failed to break that supply line today, or it was technically literally today, like hours ago, 8 hours ago. And after failing, exhaustion from buyers, you're dumping again. And we don't know at all if this was the last bottom because we have no confirmation. We need forms of confirmation, chat. 2 bottoms, 3 bottoms, whatever. This does not count. Bitcoin made its highs, all-time highs, November 10th. Then it sold off, made a low. Then it made a lower high than previous high. Then it dumped and made a lower low than previous low. Then it rallied, made almost like not even a high because it was so pathetic and there was no demand that it made a lower low. And now it's rallied and done what? It's only literally made a lower low than the previous low, or lower high than the previous high, and the exhaustion. So that's it. So your 2 most discernible events on the 4 hour. Lower low, lowest low, and lowest high. That's it. That's like what you have no argument yet for a completely true reversal in the short term. You don't have it yet. You have to, though, eventually make a higher low than a higher high, and preferably above inflection points. Come on, man. You got to do that. The gap filled on CME. Yeah, we figured that was probably going to happen. Look at it. Here it is. Chart chat. The gap has filled. Certainly on not just Ethereum but Bitcoin. Not crazy. I'm trying to get the rest of these requests in. I mean, they just keep coming. Hold on. I think this is the last one though. All right, we're good. One more, and then we can wrap it up, Y'all can go treat some other streamer like crap. Okay, not all of you. I'm just saying like a few people. There have been like more toxic people in here today than there's been probably in like a year. So BAL. That, I mean, what do you want, man? I mean, bottomed out, right? The daily was an M shape, and then the M shape here, and then a great rally, but failed to breach. It did breach, but it could not sustain prices above $26.50, $26. Even made a lower high, and then jumped, and it's doing a full reset. Now it's getting, closer and closer to $17.99. That is everything, man. Look, that goes all the way back to August. September of 2020, support, then resistance, then support, then resistance, then support. So you get that, right? That could very well be where it's headed. BAL, 18 cents. I'm sorry, $18. I keep going between these S coins that are worthless and ones that actually have dollar value. Yeah, BAL had the big M shape. 886, the complete reset, but then the higher low confirmed. And it's just one of those that's just trash performer compared to so many others that are literally at all-time highs or higher. This one can't even catch any bids. It's like there's a finite amount of capital despite how much the money printer goes, and like not all altcoins are created equal. But I'll tell you, anything above $17, $18, runs the chance of seeing $26 again. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. That's all it does. So it gets down to $18. It could be another opportunity for a long. Someone could almost argue that it's like a confirmation low of this shark pattern. It's just bad performer compared to many others, but this is what assets look like before they eventually later in the cycle go insane and go to $50, $60 on this one. GRT. This is where it looks like $150, $3 eventually. But it's just, maybe it's too early in the cycle and these ones just haven't caught bids yet, but eventually will. Or it gets to the point where the cycle's over and they're done and they're going to make lower lows, right? You think these would eventually, in the course of a month or two, or maybe even 3 months, my God, they would rally to make deep retraces from their previous high to low because you're in an uptrend, right? These would eventually go up and make lower highs, go to the 618 or the 786, and then major M shape or W shape, and it reverses violently there. So you're getting near, you're getting closer and closer to $18, $17, the zone of very, very critical support. Massively underperforming a lot of alts, but at the same time doing the exact same underperformance as many alts.
Can we check Dago USDT breakout close on the 3-day?
Yeah, it looks like it's accumulating and stuff. Yeah, we've been here. All right, nice bullish engulfing candle on the 3-day, the last candle, and now it's pulling back. Look, Chad, it was an M shape. I can't believe it. It was a cipher pattern. The cipher appeared and the reversal. The weeklies, I mean, 3-day, like confirming one bottom, a second bottom. There's accumulation going on. There's probably like a nice demand line here. Beautiful demand line. Look how it went to test the demand line. Oh, can you believe it? There was demand at the demand line, chat. What? Yeah, that can happen. So maybe it comes down to 874 and back tests that as support. That would be a prudent conservative entry. All right, well, it was once support, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. Could be support again as you keep accumulating. And that's the easiest. The closer you get to that, the easier it is to strategize an entry and a stop loss and then take profits, right? Yep. That's Dago. We already looked at XLM. Bitcoin 57,989, down about $700 on the new day and week. And it just can't be easy, man. Fear has to be high. It must. And that was last request. Look at Ethereum. That is nasty, like extremely. 3 days working on a nasty bearish engulfing candle. Wow. Okay then. Oh, I see now. The 3-day on Ethereum was that 3950 area. It makes sense. But yeah, dude, that's not a good start. Your daily that bearishly engulfed yesterday, and now you're testing, right? Today, you back tested the old May 10th daily candle high close, the highest one of all time. It's being tested now. This is extremely important. What you would idealistically want to see on Ethereum is this holds and then we rally and then we get back above 4384 and then it's off to 5K, 6K, 10K. You really want to spring back test the spring here.
Look at $XRP. Will it go below $1?
If Bitcoin breaks 57.3, yeah, probably. Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah, it's below the inflection points. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, this thing can go to 88 cents again. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Yep, your target below 106, below 107. It's really, why is that 106? Oh, it's so close to 107. Yeah, below 106.7 to 110, your target is 88 cents. Because of historical price action between 88 cents and 107. That's it. bearish Gartley is real. And I thought it was like, hey, it's pulling back. It's going to test the inflection zone. Now it's below it. I don't want XRP below 110. Below 110, it could see 88 cents and it wouldn't be weird at all.
Smirking face. Can you look at BCH?
Oh yeah, sorry. I think someone even requested that maybe. Can't remember. Yeah. So yeah, below $1 for easy. $1 is like nothing. Like XRP like never just reverses at the dollar mark. It never does. Look at history. This isn't my feelings. This is actual price action. It is historical. Yeah. Bitcoin Cash. It's like still making higher lows. I mean, come down to $500. You hold $500 long enough, you'll be fine. Like that's the critical area. You got to make higher lows though. I mean, you are. Look, you made your low in July, you bottomed out. Another higher low September, another higher low October, and you're about to not be making higher lows. But if the asset can hold above 500 bucks, which I think is like the most important area on this whole chart, you'll be fine. Right? You go to the weekly on this. Go to the weekly and it's, look, I mean, lows, more higher lows. You keep that up. You know, you're trying to break 650. It's a level, the swing low from March of 2018, a swing high from August 2018, swing high from January 2021, right? It's trying to break that and can't because Bitcoin, what could perform when Bitcoin, I mean, there's going to be a couple, yeah, sure, but not Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is never going to break its correlation from Bitcoin, all right? The legacy ones, like, dude, they're kind of beholden, all right, to Bitcoin's price action. So if Bitcoin can hold and rally here, you got nothing to worry about. I think this is eventually going to go up to 1150, 1400, maybe even 1750 again in time. You just keep making higher lows. It's just pretty clear. Even after the resets, more market participants own the asset than they did before in time, right? It just keeps happening. So yeah, $500 is your big cutoff probably. I don't know if you want to be messing with 500 because you'd be seeing 350 real fast, right? Straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. And then kind of straight down, almost goes there. It like was very close, 380, and then probably Bitcoin bottomed out and started rallying again. So yeah, I think 500 is your cutoff, but if you're above 500 on the weekly, I think you're in good shape, man, for higher prices eventually. And then that was it. How many requests was this today? Y'all put me to work. But I get it. I was off yesterday, so I know. Believe me, I was off for the wrong reason because it was like, shoot, the way Bama played, I was not impressed. Even though, yeah, Bryce Young is impressive. That's unreal, but our defense is so bad.
Hi, I'm currently long. Do you think it is possible that Bitcoin can break the 53 support and drop to 46 to 48?
Anything's possible, Mr. Shikiev. Anything's possible. Right? We don't act like we know if an asset's going to hold support or not. There are some things that can help us understand. Like, dude, there's a chance you don't ever truly fall below 57,489 again. There's a chance. It is working on possibly one of the strongest forms of confirmation you could ever have at a critical area of support resistance. It's working on that. There's 22 hours, 26 minutes ago. You just started the day down so you get a big wick. If you stay above this area long enough, you're going to 63,588. If you don't, you could very well come down to 53K. It's not easy, man. Like, it was easier the closer you are to inflection points. You were at one, right? A big one 30K, another one 40K, another one 60, 58K. You're at it right now. The fear is high, really high now, just like it was at 30 and 40K. Did they? I don't know, man. There's only like 700 people watching. We're good, dude. I'm just gonna like call it, you know? So, dude, it'll never see 53K if 57.5 holds. If this level that is so important holds, it's never going to 53K. If it doesn't hold, you're probably going there. based on historical price action. If you don't hold that, which has never been tested before as support ever, really. I mean, I guess it was a resistance in March, kind of a support where it fell through it in late March, support April 29th, support May 5th for a brief time. So that's like how it's been developed. But either way, I think the long-term uptrend isn't in jeopardy until you start falling below 42K, 40K. That's when you're in trouble. Like there's a lot of downside before then, right? So don't count out 57.5. People like, yeah, we think it's going to 53K. It could. It very well could. But at the same time, it could hold 57.5, just like it held 30K, just like it held 40K. These are all equally important levels with the same argument for strength because of how often, how many times they were tested. 30K was tested countless times. And then 40K was tested countless times as resistance, but only once really as support. And it was like over a week period. So right now you're working on trying to hold this level as support. Fear is high. People are scared. People think it's going 53K. People are coming in being toxic and hateful. That's normally around the time, like that's a good indicator. The level of fear and toxicity and blaming of the content creator, the streamer is just trying to educate, who's here every single day just about, but the people that come in to spread toxicity and hate aren't here only at times after dumps. They're not here during rallies, ever. They're not here when these areas hold and they start playing out. They're never here during that. So yeah, definitely stuff that can happen. Can't count it out till it's truly broken with major confirmation. All right, 58K. So you're gonna break this supply line. You gotta hold this support. I mean, pretty simple stuff. You gotta somehow violate the hidden bearish divergence or something by making a higher low than previous low. Otherwise, yeah, you could be going 53K. All right, we need some form of confirmation that reaccumulation is occurring short term. We don't have that yet.
BTC, the 2-week chart has some bearish.
All right, then. Fine. It's going to 53K. Confirmed. All right. Ed called it. Ed called it. It's over for Bitcoin, chat. It's over. That's it, dude. Thank you for the threes. And yeah, whatever. If that's real, then okay. That sucks. So, there you go, man. Nope. Yeah, good luck, Plan C and everyone else. All these on-chain guys. All that on-chain analytics doesn't mean anything. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about this level here. That breaks for real, could be screwed. So thanks for everything, chat. I'll be back. Until next time, respect to the TA.
nuggets.